outstanding general of the An Duong Vuong era Cao Lo, also known as Cao Thung or Cao Lo Da, was a talented and loyal general who lived around the 3rd century BCE during the reign of King An Duong Vuong in the era of Au Lac. He stood out not only for his exceptional military skills, but also for his significant contribution in creating the legendary Magic Crossbow, a powerful weapon that helped the Au Lac army repel numerous invasions from the north. As the trusted right-hand man of An Duong Vuong, Cao Lo has been honored by later generations as a symbol of intelligence, loyalty, and patriotism. His image lives on in the history and legends of Vietnam as an immortal hero of the nation's early efforts to build and defend the country. Origin and historical context. Cao Lo was a prominent historical legendary figure during the early nation-building period of the Vietnamese people, under the reign of King An Duong Vuong of Au Lac, 3rd century BCE. He was also known by several other names, such as Cao Thung, Cao Lo Da, and was often revered by the people with titles like Saint Cao Lo or Holy Cao Son. Although official historical records like the Dai Viet Su Ki Tuan Thu do not provide many details about his background, folk legends and widely circulated sacred tales affirm that Cao Lo was a native Vietnamese with exceptional talent in military affairs, engineering, and combat mechanics. The historical context during Cao Lo's emergence was a transitional period of power among indigenous tribes following the decline of the Vân Lang kingdom ruled by the Hung kings. Thuc Phan, the leader of the Au Viet tribe, defeated the 18th Hung king and unified the Lac Viet and Au Viet tribes, founding the Au Lac state and establishing its capital at Co Loa. This was a time when the nation faced serious threats from the north, particularly from the Qin dynasty, an emerging empire that had just unified China. In such circumstances, organizing military forces, constructing defensive fortresses, and developing weaponry became matters of national survival. It was during this crucial time that Cao Lo rose as an outstanding talent, trusted and appointed by King An Duong Vuong to take on major responsibilities in defending the nation and building military strength for the newly formed country. Though many details of Cao Lo's personal life remain mythical, it is undeniable that he stands as one of the earliest symbols of intellect, loyalty, and groundbreaking innovation in Vietnamese history. His name is forever tied to the construction of the Co Loa Citadel, the creation of the legendary multi-shot crossbow, Lien Cho, and he remains a revered model of a great general, military engineer, and one of the first national defenders remembered with deep respect by future generations. Position and contributions in the court of An Duong Vuong. Immediately after Thuc Phan ascended the throne, proclaiming himself An Duong Vuong and establishing the state of Au Lac, he quickly recognized the urgent need for a strong military force to defend the nation. In that context, Cao Lo was entrusted by the king with great responsibilities in building and protecting the country. Pillar General of the royal court, Cao Lo was appointed as the Grand General, holding key military authority and leading the regular army of Au Lac. He was regarded as the right-hand man of An Duong Vuong, not only excelling in commanding battles, but also outstanding in organizing the military, training soldiers, and formulating comprehensive national defense strategies for the young nation. Together with the king, he reorganized the military forces, built a solid defense system, and stabilized the frontiers. For many years, Cao Lo continuously strengthened Au Lac's defense capabilities, making even powerful northern forces like the Qin dynasty wary. Creator of the Lien Cho Magic Crossbow. Cao Lo's greatest and most renowned achievement was the creation of the Magic Crossbow, also known as the Lien Cho crossbow. According to legend, this crossbow possessed extraordinary power, capable of killing hundreds of enemy soldiers with each shot, becoming the supreme weapon of Au Lac at the time. The Magic Crossbow was crafted by Cao Lo based on an improved repeating crossbow, combined with a piece of the divine golden turtle's claw granted to An Duong Vuong. This weapon was not only a masterpiece of mechanical engineering, but also embodied spiritual elements and folk traditions, symbolizing the strength and intelligence of ancient Vietnamese people. Thanks to the Magic Crossbow, the Au Lac army repeatedly repelled invasions from the Qin, maintaining the country's independence for many years. This weapon also helped solidify An Duong Vuong's rule, creating a rare period of stability in early Vietnamese history. The Co Loa Citadel project. In addition to creating the magic crossbow, Cao Lo is also believed to have contributed to the design and supervision of the construction of the Co Loa Citadel, the capital of Au Lac. The citadel was built in a three-layer spiral shape, with surrounding walls, natural moats, and a solid defense system. It was one of the largest and most complex military structures in ancient Southeast Asia, showcasing Cao Lo's strategic vision and exceptional talent. Cao Lo was not only a martial arts master and great general, but also a military strategist, genius engineer, and weapons innovator who laid the foundation for Vietnam's military technology. He left behind a rare legacy marked not only by talent, but also by unwavering loyalty to the nation, becoming an eternal symbol in ancient Vietnamese history. The fall of Au Lac and the role of Cao Lo. After a period of stability and prosperity, thanks to the wise governance of An Duong Vuong and the dedicated support of General Cao Lo, the state of Au Lac gradually entered a phase of decline. The causes stemmed not only from foreign invasions, but also from internal misjudgments, particularly complacency, misplaced trust, and the complex political schemes of adversaries. The plot of Zhao Tuo and infiltration from within. In the late 3rd century BCE, Zhao Tuo, a Han official who once served as the southern prefect under the Qin dynasty, rose to power and established the state of Nanyue, harboring ambitions to expand southward. Aware that Lac possessed a powerful magic crossbow and strong fortifications, Zhao Tuo launched several invasions, all of which failed miserably. Unable to win by force, Zhao Tuo resorted to a cunning strategy. He sent his son, Trong Thuy, to seek marriage with Princess Mi Cho, the daughter of An Duong Vuong, to gain trust and secretly uncover the secrets of the magic crossbow. According to legend, leveraging his relationship with Mi Cho, Trong Thuy managed to switch the trigger of the crossbow, rendering Au Lac's ultimate weapon ineffective. When Zhao Tuo attacked again, the crossbow no longer functioned as expected. The Co Loa Citadel was bombarded and quickly fell. Cao Lo's role in the nation's darkest hour. As the nation faced a crisis of survival, Cao Lo tried to defend the citadel and salvage the situation, but it was too late. As a capable general, he was not only devastated by the court's negligence, but also by the betrayal that came from within the royal palace. Some legends recount that Cao Lo advised the king to punish Mi Cho and retreat to preserve their remaining strength, but his counsel was ignored. When the citadel fell, some accounts say he died in battle, others that he committed suicide out of despair, or disappeared into the deep forest to live in obscurity, leaving a mystery for future generations. Although the exact fate of Cao Lo remains unclear, his spirit and reputation have never been forgotten. His unwavering loyalty, sharp vigilance, and far-reaching vision serve as powerful lessons for generations to come. The fall of Lac is a historical tragedy, not only due to the loss of the nation, but also because it came at the cost of misplaced trust and a failure to remain alert. Amidst it all, Cao Lo stands out as a silent yet resilient light, a general not only skilled in statecraft, but also politically astute and loyal to the end. His silence or sacrifice in the face of calamity is a poignant and heroic chapter in the history of Vietnam's early struggle for nationhood. The image of Cao Lo in folk culture. Although much of Cao Lo's life and deeds are shrouded in the mist of legend and myth, his image lives on in the hearts of the Vietnamese people as a sacred symbol of loyalty, intelligence, and the spirit of national defense. Deification and worship. After his death, Cao Lo was venerated by many communities as a deity. In the Co Loa region, Dong An, Hanoi, once the capital of Au Lac, there stands a temple dedicated to Cao Lo Vuong, which is said to preserve sacred relics and legends about him. Here, he is respectfully referred to by names such as Duc Thang Cao Lo, Holy Saint Cao Lo, Then To Vũ Khí, Patron Saint of Weaponry, or Cao Sơn Dai Vuong, Great King of Mount Cao. Not only in Hanoi, but provinces like Bắc Ninh, Bắc Giang, Nghệ An, and Thanh Hóa also have temples and shrines honoring him, reflecting the widespread and profound influence of Cao Lo's image in Vietnamese spiritual life. Many villages still hold traditional festivals to commemorate him, usually in spring, with grand processions, ceremonial offerings, and reenactments of his contributions in building the citadel, forging the magic crossbow, and defending the nation. Figure in folktales and moral education. In the treasury of Vietnamese folklore, Cao Lo appears as a hero of both wisdom and courage, righteous, devoted to the nation, unafraid to speak the truth, and always ready to advise the king when necessary. The story, The Magic Crossbow of An Duong Vuong, is a notable example included in school textbooks, where Cao Lo, though appearing briefly, is portrayed with dignity, decisiveness, and intelligence. His image symbolizes several traditional moral values: loyalty and patriotism, devotion to the king and placing the nation's interests above all, timeless intelligence, inventing weapons and building military infrastructure, vigilance, foreseeing dangers, remaining cautious, and ready to respond. These virtues are emphasized in educating future generations, presenting him as a moral exemplar of ancient Vietnamese people. Cao Lo was not only a general and military engineer, but also a cultural and spiritual icon who lives on in the soul of the nation. Through the passage of time, he has been deified, and this reverence only further highlights the historical, moral, and spiritual value of a man who dedicated his entire life to his country. His image remains a source of pride and a guiding torch for the spirit of national defense throughout the long history of Vietnam. Legacy and historical lessons. More than 2,000 years have passed since the era of Cao Lo, yet the values he left behind still echo through the pages of history, shining as a brilliant example of intelligence, loyalty, and the spirit of independence of the Vietnamese people. Technical military legacy and vision beyond his time. Cao Lo is the first figure in Vietnamese history to be recognized as a military engineer and weapons inventor. His creation of the Lien Cho magic crossbow not only had military significance, but also demonstrated the advanced technical creativity of the ancient Vietnamese. It stands as a testament to the spirit of self-reliance, harnessing national intelligence to overcome limitations in technology, weaponry, and combat conditions. Alongside this, the construction of the Co Loa Citadel, of which he was a key designer and contributor, was a remarkable milestone in ancient military architecture. With its triple spiral-shaped ramparts, deep moats, and strategic geographic location, Co Loa became one of the most unique military cities in ancient Southeast Asia, reflecting the military insight and strategic use of terrain by the Vietnamese. A lesson in loyalty and vigilance against internal betrayal. Cao Lo's life offers a profound lesson in loyalty to the king and love for the country. A man who placed the nation's fate above personal gain. When the court was manipulated by personal emotions and lost its vigilance, Cao Lo remained steadfast in reason, striving to defend the last stronghold with all his intellect and loyalty. The fall of Au Lac also serves as a painful lesson about the cost of misplaced trust and neglect of internal threats. While enemy forces loomed at the borders, the royal court was entangled in uncontrolled personal relationships. This situation rendered Cao Lo, despite his talents, unable to save the country, bearing the greatest pain, witnessing his nation fall into enemy hands, powerless to prevent it. National spirit and inspiration for future generations. Cao Lo's image is not only preserved in historical texts, but also lives on in folk consciousness as a saintly protector of the nation, associated with core values, loyalty, intelligence, creativity, and resilience. The temples, festivals, folktales, and historical legends about him form a valuable repository of intangible cultural heritage that continues to inspire generations of Vietnamese in their mission to defend and build the nation. Today, as the country enters an era of integration and modernization, the lessons from Cao Lo remain deeply relevant. Continuously innovate, renew, and rely on national strength. Always remain vigilant against all threats to national sovereignty and cultural identity. Uphold the spirit of loyalty and prioritize national interests above all personal gain. Cao Lo is a quintessential figure of Vietnam's earliest national heroes, one who fought not only with weapons, but also with intellect, engineering skill, and unwavering loyalty. His legacy lives on not just in material constructions or legends, but in the moral values and patriotic spirit of every Vietnamese. Cao Lo was one of the most outstanding and exemplary generals in the early nation-building period of the Vietnamese people. Under the reign of An Duong Vuong, he was not only a key military commander who led troops against foreign invaders, but also the first military engineer in Vietnamese history, credited with the legendary creation of the Lien Cho magic crossbow, a formidable weapon that once struck fear into enemy forces. He also played a major role in the construction of the Co Loa Citadel, an ancient military marvel, demonstrating his strategic vision, organizational skills, and remarkable creativity far ahead of his time. Cao Lo embodied intelligence, loyalty, and an unwavering patriotic spirit. Though the state of Au Lac later fell due to the treacherous schemes of enemies and internal complacency within the court, the image of Cao Lo continues to shine as a symbol of steadfast loyalty, resilience, and Vietnamese intellect. He has been revered by generations as a saint-like figure, a sacred symbol of the nation's spirit of defense. Throughout the historical journey of Vietnam, Cao Lo is not merely a figure of the past, but a lasting source of pride and inspiration for present and future generations, those who continue to uphold and carry forward the spirit of independence, creativity, and unyielding national pride.